valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. When my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
A scene a short time ago, the Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Cleveland Browns. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Number 6. He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Allen fakes the give and keeps himself. That one complete to his receiver, Jennings. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Shotgun handoff down to McCaffrey. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Six guard, check, six guard. Check, lucky.
Third down, here's McCaffrey. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive.
Number 16's coming. Check Mike. We own them. Hey, check Mike 16. Check Mike 16.
Regular.
So that'll back him up 5. And it appears they'll go for it here on 4th down. A big call on the game's opening drive.
Check 50. 16's coming. Check Mike. Check Mike. Hey, let's get that ball, Dean. Let's get that ball right here. Hey, check Mike 16. Check Mike 16. Get in the weight room. Go.
Going for it on 4th down. Allen. And he's got his man Hilton. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Browns' 38-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And an alley to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Number 16, come on.
This is the rookie from Oklahoma State, Justice Hill. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Hey, check Mike 16. It's our time. It's our time. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Check 24, check 24. Begin.
This is McCaffrey. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
No gain on the play.
So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker, Justin Tucker, out onto the field.
Tucker on for the field goal. A 31-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A quick throw now complete to Ross. He'll have a first down past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. He gets it in the hands of Geis. A big play there on the catch and run. 43 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got it? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Touchdown.
John Ross, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 26-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. McCaffrey following the penalty. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Alert! Number 16's coming. Check Mike. Alert! Switch up. Switch up. Shoot! What? Hey! Wahoo! Here we go.
They do go for it. Here's Allen. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
180! 57. Hey, that's good.
On 1st down, this is Geis. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Open man is Ross, complete. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Check safety, check safety. Regular. Hey, nice 7.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Tyus Bowser drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Seibert able to knock this one through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now with toss, this is McCaffrey. Oh, he's got some breathing room. The 40. A big play there from McCaffrey. 42 yards. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll run with McCaffrey. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle him up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to sift through.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that'll bring him back within 4. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Geis with a carry on second down. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll try and get it with Geis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now after the run by Geis, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. To throw on 2nd and 6. Mayfield flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Run. King. We got double up. Here we go.
3rd and long for Mayfield. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Good work. Let's go.
At their own 14-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
16. I'm coming for you. You mine. Number 16's coming. Tight. Let's go, D. Tight dog. Hey, check back.
Allen now going to throw again. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Naeem Hines, his first carry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. On the ground, it's Geis. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They try and run on 1st down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing, because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And they keep those sticks moving forward, that time with a gain of 3. Shotgun handoff now to Geis. Now Geis stripped. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Now a handoff, Geis going right. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Darius Geis, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Hill. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Alert, alert, alert. Hey, check Mike 16, check Mike 16. Hey, watch the slant. Mike 16. Go, go. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys.
Here's Allen to throw it. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Check Mike 16. 16. You got nothing today. You got nothing. 5. Mike 16. Here I come. Number 16's coming. Check his out.
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. And Jennings has it. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
Bravo.
Watch 7. Watch 7. Mike 16. Mike 16. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Check me out. Check me out. Check. Alert, alert, alert. Check out. Hi. Stay at home. Stay at home.
Hey, Delta.
Stay at home. Hey, check Mike 16. Check Mike 16.
To throw, it's Allen. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Joker.
56.
Hey, motion backfield.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Allen steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Mack Wilson brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
Mike 16. Watch the curl. Mike 16. I'm going to come back to you. Number 16's coming. Check Mike. Check Mike. Bound to lose one.
Throwing is Allen on third. And that is incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down. Threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
You don't want it. Hey, tight. Smooth. Mike 10. Hey, get in the weight room. Mike 10. Mike 10. Hey, pick it up.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And that is incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now a give right side. It's Hines, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. The tally there, minus 8 yards. Leads to 4th down as well. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Jamie Gillandale as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold it.
He trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Now Allen, he uncorks it for Snead, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Mayfield looks to throw. He's going to rifle one, and that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. It's a big play there for the Browns. 56 yards. A 1st down throw for Mayfield. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
He goes to use you. He comes to me, it's me.
Stop. Hey, seam 6.
Hey, check back 16. Check back.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Complete to Hilton. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore first down. Allen now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Hey, check back 16. Check back 16. 5 wide.
Hey, Haywood.
Allen now on first down. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Watch 17.
Here's Allen. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath, nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And the catch made by Hilton. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 45-yard line.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
That's caught. It's Chris Moore. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good pickup there, 22. Allen now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. It's a foot race. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Josh Bynes able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. DJ Chark the intended target, but now it's 3rd down. And An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. DJ Chark, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time.